I love working with a team towards a common goal.
For the camaraderie.
Camaraderie and playing with my teammates.
I play for my team.
Teamwork and the connections that I can build on and off field.
For the community and the exercise.
Because of the community and the competition.
I like playing Ultimate Frisbee for the competition.
I play for the competition and the fun.
For fun.
Because fun.
I love getting to work hard.
You get out of it what you put into it.
Leave everything out here.
Every time I step on the field, I want to be a better player.
You know, give something people to talk about.
Be happy but never satisfied. To step away from real life and focus on Frisbee.
I play because I love Ultimate.
Find your drive.
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 Are they going to be looking at me or?
Ready to go.
Maryvale, who was seated 15th, while Coude was seated 7th overall. So a bit of a dark horse to watch out for in Maryvale, having just beat their seed technically by 8 points. So we'll see if Coude can come back from that loss.
The horn just went off. And you can see the team starting to do their cheers, get hyped up for the game. And it looks like Coude is starting on offense down by the parking lot side. Coude is a very strong team, working through a lot of zone last game, so we can expect to see a lot more zone offense from them in this game.
We had the opportunity to watch a little bit more of the Coude game since it was right next to our stream setup, but we didn't get to see WestWood too much. However, we do know that they're a strong program that starts in the middle schools, developing players, and they're an annual contender for their provincial championships in Manitoba, but often losing to the perennial champion, Calvin High School.
Really strong junior programs coming out of Manitoba. And it looks like
what we know about Coude is that it's a team in its third year, hailing from the greater Moncton area of New Brunswick. The team brings together students from 3 francophone schools: Odyssey, Mathieu Martin, and Clément Cormier. In the realm of sports, these schools are typically rivals, competing against each other throughout the regular season, and the name Coude meaning the elbow.
All right, we have our first pull coming up to start the game. Defense is pulling to Coude, who is now on offense, picking up the disc in the middle. And now Coude is working the disc up the field. Over the top. And number 33 has the disc, Annabelle Roach, and that is a hold for Coude.
A quick score from Coude there, easily making their way through that zone. It looks like Coude is coming off a little bit hotter than WestWood just to start here, but I guess we'll see as the game progresses. Annabelle Roach looks like she was a lefty there working through that zone.
And so that was a hold, meaning that our team that started on offense, which was Coude, scored. And a clean hold would mean that Coude had no turnovers in their efforts to score. We can expect here that Coude wants to force a break, which means that they're going to start on defense and hopefully cause a turnover that can lead to a score for them.
I believe there's a gender pulling rule implemented here as well at the high school level where for every point that they alternate for open matching players versus 3 female matching players on the line, the higher gender matching will pull the disc. So here it looks like we'll have a open matching player pulling the disc. Here getting
pull.
It 3/4 down the field. Hopefully they can get a stop.
That pull was number 5, Maxime Beliveau.
Looks like we're running a match defense here against.
What a catch.
And a clutch play, trailing away grab by number 1, Max McDougall there.
And it looks like WestWood is right on their end zone line. A great D by, I believe, Maxime Beliveau. Yeah, number 5.
And a near fumble on the big hammer through the middle there. But
it appears a foul's being called.
This is WestWood's current O-line playing defense, setting a zone.
So a foul is when contact occurs. This is a non-contact sport. So if any kind of contact occurs that a player believes affected their chances at catching the disc, or if they believe that defense made a play that was dangerous, they can call a foul or dangerous play. It looks like this call is being contested, meaning the defense does not agree with the offensive call, and it's going back to the thrower.
The nature of ultimate here is it's a self-officiated game here. So the players, the people that you see in the orange shirts here, the bright orange shirts, are a version of refs, but not quite refs, as the game still does keep its self-officiated nature. Observers' responsibilities include making active in and out calls, but will not make active foul calls. So in our case previously, the foul call was contested and both players did not go to the observer to make a binding call there. Great block by 89 Brody Bro. Seems to be quite active in that deep space there. LeCoude seems to be using these sidelines quite well, spreading the disc. And these hammers that LeBlanc is just catching every single time. And Westwood's offensive line here seems to be struggling a bit, maybe due to one of their captains taking a break off of this first half of the game. The coach had informed us Amber Friesen is not present, despite being a typical O-line staple. We'll see how they can hold up without her.
And a deep shot, just a bit too far for, I think the intended receiver was number 22, Mason Chisholm. LeCoude with the disc on the sideline and over the top.
Another hammer.
Reeled in by number 21, Allison Fortin-Duclos.
And again with LeBlanc striking up that sideline, but seems to have a fumble there. I don't believe that was the intended receiver, but Reese Shea seems to have her head up in that instance.
Good efforts to try and make a big play from Westwood. And as these points get longer, it is difficult to maintain the same energy at the start of the point. It gets
fantastic blade shot to that open player.
Veronique Richards with the disc. She's a spirit captain for the Coude. Oh, an unfortunate turnover by Beliveau there, but working to get it back on defense. LeBlanc with the D.
Maxime Beliveau is taking some great shots through this zone right now.
Just over the top, but a quick turn. Maybe this is LeCoude's chance for a break. They're right on their own end zone with Beliveau picking up the disc.
Not in currently. It looks like Coude has very great luck with throwing those over-the-top throws through WestWood's zone here. And that end zone was a bit unconventional with the cross shots, but Maxime Beliveau is doing a great job of pinning down those throws despite the wind here today.
And that is a break for Coude. How did you see WestWood's offense? What do you think could maybe be improved from that point, given that they just got broken?
I think WestWood's offensive line currently is evidently missing such a strong piece that they rely on to get open in a pinch, with Amber Friesen missing. We had the opportunity to watch her at a past tournament at C4UC in the junior division, and she was such a reliable receiver there. So perhaps that the fire that she brings to that O-line is a little bit dim currently. WestWood's offense seemed to be a bit of a huck and pin situation for the time being, struggling to get past the match defense that Coude was putting pressure on.
It looked like a lot of their offense was run through number 88 and 90. Ezra Thiessen is number 88 and Dax Blight, number 90. Those two handlers backfield were working really hard. What a great pull. Rolling out the back. Wow.
Does it seem to be the same players on after that long point, or is WestWood putting on a new offensive line here?
It looks like
Ella Muth is on now, one of their captains, so we should see her.
Nice cut, TJ.
Great break from
Who's next?
number 100. I didn't even know that could be a number.
Me
3
neither.
digits goes crazy.
No. It looks like a player may have
Perhaps a foul call?
catching his breath there, hit the floor. Sometimes, oh dear. Looks like an injury is being called. He seemed to have hurt his knee or leg, perhaps. Subbing on right now is number 44, Riley Shea. Hopefully that player is okay.
Typically at the club level, see
subbing off for the injury was Riche, number 6. Perhaps they are related. They both have the last name Shea.
We were just informed that they're actually twins.
Wow.
So
I wonder if they're
fraternal or identical?
I was going to say if they play similarly. I did know a set of twins that played Frisbee the exact same. It was like 2 of the same person. We're unsure if they're identical. They are. We are being informed that they are indeed identical. Wow. The perfect injury substitution, I suppose.
Great read by Chornaboy, but unfortunately just out of his hand.
Some quick offense here. Oh. Carter Green with the D.
Again, Roach with the great movement, but unfortunately a little bit too far, a bit zippy for her receiver there. WestWood is on offense again. Big fakes from number 100 Carter Green.
A hammer over the top.
Sky
Multiple-
ball and swatted away by LeCoude.
That was number 21 for LeCoude. Or my apologies, 27, Samuel Vautour with the D.
Looks like Westwood is forcing flick here, but
Oh,
LeCoude does a great.
A pick is being called. So a pick is when defender is attempting to guard their check, but another player, what's the word? Runs between them and prevents them from
Obstructs them.
Obstructs, that was the word.
And another great over-the-top blade from Leo Herbert Cragen.
A staple for LeCoude's offense.
It seems to be Herbert Cragen.
Oh, a timeout is being called by Westwood, perhaps to try and stop LeCoude from running away with the flow that they have developing right now.
Seems to be a 3-0 hold that Westwood is finding themselves in. But Herbert Cragen and I believe it was Maxime Beliveau that have been just shooting these great over the tops to get over the poachy offense that Westwood seems to have here in the end zone.
And teams can use timeouts to make adjustments. Coaches can give them some advice about maybe how to adjust their defense to their opponent's offensive play style. And sometimes it's just to catch your breath and have a little reset. A lot of this game is a mental battle.
A lot of the throws that LeCoude seems to be putting up are hammers over top of a mark or these flick blade shots that just pop over the stack. So I'm wondering if Westwood is going to throw on a backhand force perhaps to stop that, where the break throws across the force might be a little bit more difficult for what LeCoude would be used to. I find at the junior level, a lot of people like to force flick, so sometimes throwing on a backhand just to get them doing something different could help Westwood in this case.
And help get them on the scoreboard. And so now you can see that we have an FMP or female matching player pulling for LeCoude. And hopefully that'll
The observer
roll.
signaling out of bounds. Westwood will be able to take it in the middle where it went out.
And that was a pull by number 21, Allison Fortin-Duclos.
Not in the middle. They will be taking it at the
If
sideline.
a pull lands inbounds,
Oh, they are taking it in the middle. I was correct. That's what I thought.
so this is they have to, if the pull is out of bounds, they have to bring it where it went out of bounds and bring it to the middle of the field.
Great cut by number 13, getting on the open side of
Great
the player,
D.
but unfortunately, a little bit too high for her in this windy condition.
Another great D, back-to-back Ds.
By Kate Krakowitz there. Westwood's finding themselves on the open side.
Intercepted by LeCoude. Number 16, Cedric Cormier. a turnover back to Westwood for some offense here.
Just under the arm of Cormier there. Is great break by Ezra Beeson. There's a number 19.
Coude on offense now. Looking to reset the frisbee. Coude is running a vertical stack. An unfortunate turnover there.
Cormier. Unfortunate.
And another turn. Blow with the interception and a quick look deep.
Again with the
Wow.
thick OI blade flick shot from Coude that Westwood seems to not be able to stop at this point.
And that's a break for Coude. Lots of big throws coming from both teams here. There's not too much wind, which makes these big throws totally catchable.
It looks like Westwood is struggling a bit to use the break side with the mark forcing flick here, whereas Coude, maybe as a result of their big hucks here, Westwood is a little bit more flat on the marks, and they're easily able to move the disc from side to side on the field on the break side. Westwood, once they get it on the open side, it looks like they're struggling to get it back to the other side. And to get some disc movement and some attacking lanes open up.
And we are now...
We don't have a mark right now on Carter Green here. But opens up.
Threaded.
Ella Muth with the big shot. Just gets past.
My goodness, what a catch. And then over the top. Oh. A great defensive effort there from Coude.
The shiny colored sunglasses.
Yeah, we got the pit vipers on.
We can't seem to see his number right now. We hope that he will face away from us.
Oh, and now as he backs up to play deep in this zone. Number 17, Claire Nolan with the D. Coude swinging it to the middle.
All the way to the other side.
And a D by number 11, Caden Kesterk.
Ella Muth with the upline cut. He's not able to get it to her with a contact call, I believe, which is not a stoppage of play when it is a foul on the mark.
Blade. Oh,
fantastic effort by Carter Green to...
A few chances there maybe to catch that as it bobbled, but too many defenders to swat it away. The Coude gets to bring it to the front of the end zone. If the turnover happens in their own end zone, you get to walk to the line and work it up from there. Although, if you accidentally set a pivot in the middle of your end zone, you do have to...
Fantastic movement through the zone.
Oh, what a great catch. Number 17, she's called in, Claire Nolan. With a great grab, flick over the top. Great movement from this high school team. Incredible offense. Oh, and a great second effort catch. Number 27, Samuel Vautour.
To be quite clear, I am silent because I am struggling to not ooh and ah at the offense here by Coude. I'm thoroughly impressed by the fakes and the movement and the vision by these players here in the backfield.
Great break through their cup. Coude is inching towards,
and another hammer from Coude that is just out of reach for.
Hammers are a tricky one to catch. There are, with the frisbee being upside down, it's definitely a challenging throw. A big, an amazing huck by number 98, Keaton Chornaboy.
I really liked that.
That was incredible. With just the right amount of float for his receiver to run onto it. Number 28, Esme McCallum. And that puts WestWood on the board. Hopefully they can keep this energy for the rest of the game. And this leaves WestWood with a chance now to break here. They're starting on defense.
That point really showed how quickly a point can turn around, with Coude working it perfectly up the field with their zone movement, and WestWood just getting the point after just 2 throws. How quickly, I believe it was Carter Green with the disc on the end zone, on their own end zone line, maybe throwing it at stall 8, it felt like. A bit frantically faking to get around those 2 defenders trying to cover that lane, but he got it through and just perfectly opened it up for his teammate.
Ezra Thiessen with a pull to the back corner there. A great over the top, intercepted, or not intercepted, but caught by number 16, McCallum. Coude on their, oh, my mistake, Cedric Colmier.
And Cedric Cormier again, I believe, reeling in those shots.
He's really helping out his team with these second effort catches.
Really shows how valuable having your head in the game, paying attention, and always staying active is. When it's a little bit gusty out here. I know you said it wasn't windy for those big shots, but I'm feeling quite a breeze on my face right now.
It's starting to pick up, I agree. I think we are supposed to be expecting rain at some point. The sky is quite gray, but I'm corrected yet again about the weather. Right now it's somewhat clear skies, gray skies, but
a little bit of sun peeking through, perhaps. I think I honestly prefer it that way.
A little cloudy.
Not too sunny. I don't have to reapply my sunscreen.
Yeah. Although you should be reapplying.
It'll trick you.
Even if it's cloudy, you can still get sunburn. And a big blade pull
That is signaled to be in by the observer.
rolling to the back cone. Offense will have to work up every inch of the field.
Because it rolled out of bounds, I believe WestWood will be able to take it where it first had contact with the ground. Here. Ooh. Taking it in the middle, actually. I stand corrected on these pulling rules.
I often stand corrected in this, it seems. And that just goes to show being on field is who has best perspective of what's going on, and sideline is not always needed, nor is it permitted unless the players on field ask for sideline perspective.
It's really great to see.
And we have a coach, it looks like, coming on field asking for some rule advice. Oh, not a coach, another observer.
A game advisor, yeah. Oh, she's wearing the green game advisor shirt, but
and so they're walking.
I was correct about the rule. Yes, score.
And we are now playing, a floaty over the top.
Intercepted by
Keep going, play match.
number 88,
Find your guy. Find a guy.
Arthur LeBlanc.
33, Annabelle Roach with the disc, swinging it all the way to the sideline.
Barrett with the disc on the sideline.
Some give and go between number 4 and number 99.
Seeing the disc movement between Coude is just exciting offense, seeing how quickly they move it when they swing it back and just
And the advisors,
the observers
observers
signal the goal as they make
wow,
active in and out calls.
an incredible catch. Managing to keep her toes in. Unfortunately, it
looks
appears
like
she
our
may have
players
hurt herself.
in the attempt.
There is concrete maybe 2 meters from the field. So if you are running out of bounds, you do have to decelerate quite quickly not to hit the concrete.
Earlier today, we saw a player on Maryvale actually dive in a greatest attempt onto the concrete and get right back up.
Immediately. Immediately.
And we were shocked at the spry athleticism of juniors players being able to just bounce back.
Bounce right back.
From landing on concrete.
Yeah. Coude with the pull. And speaking with the coaches right before, they mentioned that almost all of the players on Coude play Club Ultimate in the summertime, which may be a hint as to how their offense is so refined.
Great pull here from Coude, the female matching player.
And they're playing match defense. WestWood looking for a deep shot.
May have heard on the sideline. Great effort, bud. Love that from for number 90. Great sideline. We hear from WestWood here. It seems that they've got a bit of fire after that break in between points. And Ezra Thiessen with the disc on the sideline after a great undercut. He breaks the mark, getting it back to the middle of the disc.
Oh, and just spins out of his hands.
See, when Ezra Thiessen had gotten off the sideline and back to the middle, I wish WestWood would have had one extra throw just to flip the field and change the attacking lane a little bit.
And so the Coude player that managed to have that incredible catch, that was number 17, Claire Nolan, locked her kneecap, and it looks like she might be out for the rest of the game. A great second effort catch.
I like the little shake he does with the disc, signaling to his teammates. Oh, unfortunately.
Good try.
He was signaling to his teammates he needed a cut from someone shaking the disc.
99, Mitchell Firth.
We have halftime in either 3 minutes, or if Coude scores 2 more points.
A great D by number 12, Kate Kirklowitz. An overthrow, but still caught by Zoe Elaine, number 10. But resulting in a turn. WestWood now has a chance for
Mitchell Firth.
A score here
is number 90.
Great pressure.
Oh, great undercut by number 12, Kate Krekowitz, but she's looked off by her captain, Ella Moose.
What an incredible,
fantastic athletic play.
And a score. A bit of a duo, those two, Ezra Thiessen and Dax Blight. A layout by Dax Blight to catch that. Incredible. It appears that sideline is the area for some big plays to be made.
I know a lot of people complain about turf fields being hard on the knees, but I'm a bit of a contrarian for that. I think layouts and
cutting in general
just makes it a little bit bouncier for some reason. You can get a really good grip on the turf to make great layout catches like that. And although the turf burn is a little bit,
it's unfortunate, but it's more consistent than grass, I find. Sometimes grass can not give you much slide.
If we were to rank the types of fields, I think it goes well-kept grass on top.
Like well-kept trim grass, freshly mowed.
Then turf, then poorly kept grass.
Poorly kept grass, and then, I feel like turf is always the same. Although, sometimes the black pellets take over, and you bring them home with you, and
scattered in your shower.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
We have half in 1 minute, so we'll see if WestWood can squeeze out another point in here to keep them in this half.
A break, hopefully. Pull goes
Ezra
up.
Thiessen is chasing down this pull despite being just on the previous point.
Some great disc movement here from Coude. Popping through the middle all the way to the home sideline.
Number 8, Adele Gallant, is very active in this.
Mid space.
Whenever I see the last name Gallant, I have to wonder if there's any relation, especially being from New Brunswick, any relation to World Game player.
Oh, good attempt.
Martin Gallant?
Martin Gallant is his whole name? Who knows? Oh, a turn. The Coude with possession, calling a timeout.
And I believe that timeout being 1 minute long will push them into halftime.
Hopefully give Coude a chance to catch their breath and organize an end zone play. And not sure if the stream can catch it, but oftentimes the players not on the field play mini games during timeouts to help pass the time. I believe you're supposed to do it between the huddles so that neither huddle can hear what the other is saying. I think that's the point of the game, but you can also just play room skirt for fun. A common one is looking up and looking down, the eye contact game where you huddle in a circle. And if you
I played on teams where it was less of a fun game, more of just like clapping in between the two huddles or something, or cheering in between the two huddles so that neither huddle can hear each other.
I mean, sometimes it's fun if both teams play one big game together. It's kind of shows how
the sportsmanship.
Ultimate is all about. And an over the top high release score, number 88.
I believe that was a backhand force, right? I had
Arthur
the question
LeBlanc to number 1.
Yeah, I had the question earlier whether they could still throw those over the tops with backhand force, and it looks like Arthur LeBlanc was able to throw a scoober in that case, so
really
good for him.
Good for him. Really using all the throws that they have available to them, not being limited to just the conventional backhander flick. And it looks like that's half. So we have a little halftime here. All right, and we are back. We'd like to thank our sponsors of this tournament, BE Ultimate.
And Discraft.
Yeah, for making this tournament possible. BE Ultimate often makes clothing apparel for a lot of Ultimate teams.
You can see a lot of the Ultimate teams have the logo on their jersey sleeves, BE. In fact, this morning in the hotel elevator, we saw some Ultimate players with BE apparel on, and they're making mad eye contact with us.
Due to my
Seeing our
BE hat
Due
that
to her
they've
BE
noticed.
hat.
And the pull is up. Westwood on offense with the disc on the sideline, looking for a deep huck here. And a few players under the disc, a bit of contact. Looks like number 7, LeBlanc, might need to take an injury. There's quite a few bodies under that floaty disc put up by number 100, Carter Green.
It seems to be one of those unfortunate plays where it's just floating for so long that lots of players get underneath it and unfortunate contact might happen.
Yeah.
As a result of trying to get that disc.
And an injury call.
And we
Subbing
have
in number
Arthur LeBlanc.
Number 88, Arthur LeBlanc subbing in.
Arthur LeBlanc.
Arthur LeBlanc, gotta work on my French accent. And we are waiting for the disc to be tapped in. We're all still kneeling.
And the subbed in player must tap the ground to check play back in.
LeBlanc with the disc, swinging it, working through this zone, working with Beliveau and Bro, but an unfortunate turnover there. Westwood close to their own end zone. Picking up the disc is Xander Jones, 64.
And Amber Friesen is on the field currently.
Intercepted, Arthur LeBlanc. Bro with the disc and a big huck going up to receiver 21, Allison Fortin-Duclos, an incredible huck.
Beautiful shape on that throw there.
Brody Bro with the big throw.
I like that alliteration and the rhyme that you...
That was so unintentional. Wink, wink. I can't tell which way the wind's blowing, but it helped that disc float incredibly smoothly for 21 to be able to run onto it.
21 on the Coude is Allison Fortin-Duclos. She has great running form, I have to say. Very satisfying to see her chase that disc down.
And Brody Bro able to get it into that power position on the far sideline, giving him the whole field to be able to pinpoint that throw to his receiver.
I have to say I'm a bit biased towards big ball game, if I to put it plainly. I love to see a big huck and a chase down play like that. So very happy to see.
Number 4, Leo Herbert-Crégon with the pull. An incredible possession layout
by Ezra Thiessen.
Working it up the field. Oh, but
and we've seen that a couple times now from WestWood, from the swing and what in the past I've called a weave on the teams that I've played on, when you swing it back to the open side and cut across up line, and his teammates seem to be missing him on that upline cut on the weave.
Great catch by Kale Herbert.
Great pressure from number 12 there on Westwood to try to stop that upline cut, but she's not close enough. Of Leo Herbert Kragen manning the offense here in the middle of the field, getting great disc movement going for his team there.
Samuel Vautour with the disc, throwing it to his teammate. Number 1, Maxime Duplessis, attacking that front cone, but not sure if he caught it in the end zone.
There's a discussion with the observers here, but I don't think either of them saw the play, so it doesn't look like they'll be making an active ruling here for in and out.
Those 3 players, Duplessis, Herbert Kragen, and Herbert, were
both teams seem to have agreed on the play that it was a goal.
That's a score. Yeah, those 3 players working together really well on offense in that handler weave you're talking about.
We can see Ezra looking at the cameraman, checking out whether the cameraman got the shot of his layout on this sideline here.
That's the best feeling, isn't it? When a camera person comes up to you and just silently shows you a picture of you doing something cool. Although, I don't know if anyone's attempted to take pictures of Ultimate while it's happening, but it's incredibly difficult to get the right camera snapshot of the play, because all the plays happen so quickly.
You have to be quite you have to anticipate it.
Yeah.
But we see Amber Friesen on the field again. It seems that her coach has pulled her into this game for the second half to give Westwood a fighting chance on this offensive line.
Yeah,
and
Westwood,
hopefully we'll see her pull it all together for them.
Starting on offense here, Westwood, hopefully able to make a comeback here. Any offensive advice for Westwood?
I would like to see them have use the break side a little bit more. It looks like Coude is throwing on a zone offense here. They're playing quite flat. It looks like in previous offenses. Great break by Amber Friesen.
Wow.
But it looks like a monster where there's a big mark in the middle that's stopping all of the
attempting to break through behind the cup there, but unable to reach a receiver. Beliveau with the disc to Bro. Swung all the way to the sideline. Power position. Huck goes up. A quick one at that, bumping off the chest of
Amber Friesen with the disc.
Xavier Leblanc, number 7 there. Carter Green with the disc. Over the top throw. Reeled in by 64's Andrew Jones.
Watch the double teams. No square. No.
Perhaps Carter Green is learning from Coude, trying to take those over the top shots in the zone.
An unfortunate turnover there, looking for a big sideline gainer, but it just unfortunately going out the sideline. I think teams like Coude do a good job of not holding the disc on the sideline too long, and if it is, working it back to the middle. A big throw going up from Beliveau, unable to be reeled in by Richards there. But a huge G by 89, Brody Bro,
I'm very happy to see that WestWood has thrown on a backhand force on the zone this time. And as we can see, that turnover happened because of a bit of a shaky scoober to the middle there. And
a big over the top, caught by 21, Alison Fortin-Duclos. And a big throw going up, reeled in by number 10, Zoe Elaine, right on their own end zone.
I am extremely
Oh my goodness! What an incredible sequence of ultimate.
And if I may note, that was from a female matching player to a female matching player to a female matching player, and a play out grab from another female matching player. I love to see that from Coude.
An incredible grab. Seems to be reeling in a lot of points for Coude. And that is another thing Coude's doing really well, is really using their FMPs. What a great grab. Hoping to get number 21's attention, but she's locked in. Incredible stuff from Coude. Hopefully WestWood can maintain positive energy. I know when you're on a team and you're struggling to get in a flow, it's a big mental game. But they're starting on offense here, hopefully able to have a hold. Pull goes up. Ezra Thiessen picking up the disc. Setting up in a vertical stack with a
immediate huck to Amber Friesen, who chases that down easily.
Wow.
And her impact on the game is just so immediate.
Great deep strike.
I believe that was a set play, it looked like.
Great throw by Ezra Thiessen. And you mentioned that Amber was injured before, or she took a dangerous play, or
she may
previous game.
I believe her coach mentioned something of a dangerous play, but I'm not entirely sure what the context of that was. But she was out the first half, and the second half she's
so back.
She's so back.
And WestWood getting some advice from the coach on the line. Players can set up on the line and coaches can come talk to them about matchups or how they want their offense to run, but have to clear to the sideline relatively quickly between points so as to not delay the game.
I know back in our uni days, Sam and I played on Guelph together, and we often had
teams complain about how long we took.
So I'm impressed by how quickly that these teams are.
Great pull.
Getting
It's
off the
gonna
line.
stay in bounds and just float, giving WestWood enough time to chase down the disc.
After that great offensive hold, it looks like this is the D line of WestWood.
Number 28, Esme McCallum, working in that cup, and arguably one of the most exhausting and difficult positions, which is the mark in a zone, having to follow the disc throughout the whole play. Great break by Beliveau through that cup, and a crossfield shot intercepted by number 100, Carter Green, WestWood Gate. A huck going up. Number 64, Xander Jones, hoping to gain some yards there, but an unfortunate turnover. A big over-the-top blade by Beliveau, and some give-and-go action here. Looking to swing, but Number 28 putting on that mark.
And I think this is a bit of a different strategy from WestWood versus LeCoude here. As we could see previously, when LeCoude was throwing on that offense, they were running a flat mark against WestWood to stop those big throws, and they had a bit of a larger male matching player on the mark rather than what WestWood has here, which is female matching player. Great defense.
And WestWood able to get those Ds during those big crossfield shots, and a floaty throw defended. Number 16, Cedric Cormier, forcing LeCoude to work it back down the field there. A big crossfield shot. Number 7 with an incredible save. A catch, that is unfortunately out of bounds.
And there we see the observer making the active in-out call there, in which case this was an out call. Carter Green throwing
Cedric
again
Cormier
to the
again
deep
with
space.
another, his second D.
I would like to see WestWood use their female matching players a little bit more in a small ball game to give some of these deep strikers a bit of a break. As we can see
14, here, Richard looking for that end zone connection, but just a few inches over her receiver's head. Green picking up the disc. Immediate deep strike from Westgate, number 28, but and a shot to the end zone. Caught, number 10, Zoe Elaine.
Brody Bro, Zoe Alain.
Brody Bro.
And Zoe Alain.
To the assist from Brody to Zoe Elaine to put another one on the board.
On this LeCoude defensive line, we can see Leo, Herbert, Cregan, and Herbert Cregan. And Laurence Duguay on the line.
Number 8, Lawrence Duguay, is actually on the U17, this new youth/junior team, going to Costa Rica to represent Canada at the Pan American Youth Ultimate Championships.
I think it's great that we have a development team for our national team.
Agreed.
And I think it's going to do really great, especially
great
if
catch.
players like Duguay get an opportunity to play at a high level like that.
Calling for it, number 8, Keaton Chernaboy.
I think the observer just got hit with a disc.
Oh no! Resulting in a turnover.
I think it might have been turning back in.
I think that was a never in call. It looks like Chernaboy was hoping for a nice OI backhand to come back into bounds, but hitting the observer. Herbert Cregan to Herbert, swung to the sideline.
Ezra Thiessen has quite the matchup against Leo Herbert Cregan here. I like to see how hard they're working against each other. And a deep shot.
Oh.
And the observer
Maxime
making
Duplessis laying out to catch that disc, but hitting the ground before he can catch it. Chernobyl with an incredible catch called in, and whilst catching, running into the scoreboard, but not slowing him down. An unfortunate turnover trying to reset it to Dax Blight. LeBlanc with the disc. Looking to the D space. A great poach D. Dax Blight poaching off of his original matchup and helping a foot block by Maxime Duplessis. Incredible mark there.
We see two great game IQ plays, one after another, with the poach block by Dax Blight, knowing that Coude was looking to Ebert Cregan as their main option in a high stall.
Going for the over-the-top pass over the stack to the far corner. Maxime Duplessis reeling it in. And that is what you call a bookends. Getting the D and then proceeding to score. Incredible. Coude is just driving to score here. Like you mentioned, that was a good matchup between Ebert Cregan and Thiessen.
I believe it's Cregan. We have a parent next to us who is updating us on the pronunciations of the names, which has been fantastic for us. Thank you very much. But I believe it is Cregan.
Opposed to what we've been saying, which
has been varied.
Which is, you know.
We have 8 minutes left of this game. See if Amber Friesen is on the line again. So we'll see if WestWood can sneak in a few more points here.
With
although
an out of bounds pull, so WestWood gets to walk it to the middle. Having the disc in the middle of the field is ideal for offense because it allows you to use both the open side and gives you room to try and get the disc to the break side. Number 4, Finn Deck with the disc, resetting to Carter Green.
And Amber Friesen with the aggressive snatch out of the air. Again, she's just the pressure valve.
Through the middle. Great pop from number 16, Fife McCallum. Friesen with the disc on the sideline. Breaking to the middle. Carter Green with the disc. An unfortunate turnover, attempting to break it through that cup that Coude has set up.
I find it an inconsistent win like that. Sometimes backhands that typically have a little bit more of an air bounce to them just skid against the ground when not enough air catches underneath.
To Beliveau, but a pick being called on Beliveau by Carter Green. If Carter Green felt like he was unable to maintain defense due to another player, he gets to call a pick, and he gets to catch up with his player and reset his defensive position. To the top of the stack, Zoe Lane. Beliveau with the disc, a deep shot, but maybe just a little close to that back end zone line. again, there is a fence maybe less than 2 meters from that end zone line, so players have to be very cautious about their speed towards that fence. Looks like a strip probably called.
And that is the horn for our game.
Carter Green striking deep.
Not a
deep
horn for our
throw, but deed by Beliveau.
Is that a horn for soft cap? We heard it.
Perhaps. Oh, bro, unable to catch that. Caden Kesterkirk striking deep. The disc just sailing over his head. Brody Bro there on defense, perhaps making offense jump early. Sometimes on defense, that's better than getting the actual D.
I believe that's a stall down call.
A stall down. Stalls go till 10, I believe. So if defense reaches 10 stalls, they can call it a stall down, and it's a turnover. And LeCoux is maintaining possession, perhaps a contested stall down. Coming in at usually stall 8, which is
At
why?
First look, immediately perfect throw
Richards
to number 14.
To
you know, when I see
I believe Cedric Comier to score
players
there.
at a junior level make throws like that, it does make me a bit upset for myself as a
4
player.
minutes left. Yeah, the jealousy, perhaps. That was an incredible. Brody Bro has some great hucks this game. Yeah, 4 minutes left in this game. I don't know what that first horn was. Maybe. Oh, that was the horn.
Oh, I believe that was soft cap, right?
Oh.
One point after soft cap.
Oh, I see. So that's game.
Great game.
LeCoux with the win there. And again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, BE Ultimate and Discraft, for making this all possible. Our final score of the game is 12-3.
And that's our game for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this lovely game of Ultimate. Best of luck to the 2 tournament teams for the rest of the tournament.
Nice.